Hey guys, Webb, founder and CEO of Flowdrop here, today with another guide. We're going to be going over how to finally get a handle on your email through one of our email labelers, right? It's one of our templates here. You're going to access it by going over to the Flowdrop app, scroll down just a little bit from the landing page. You can press use a template up here. You'll see our templates down here. We have the AI email labeler. So in order to access that, just give it a click, create that workflow. Wait just a second, you'll see it's been imported successfully. Let's take a look at it real quick. Notice you have your AI Copilot here. If at any point you want to just edit or modify this workflow, you can just go ahead and do a couple of chats in here and it'll be able to modify anything that you can think of, basically change some of the labels. It'll be able to change the way that they're classified, but let's just close this for now. So you'll notice this workflow starts off when you're triggered on a new email. So whenever Gmail gets a new email received, this workflow will run. In order to turn it on, all you got to do is press this power button up here and make sure that it'll run basically on every new email that you get. And you'll notice that as soon as you get a new email, it'll go ahead and classify that email. If you want to edit some of the instructions for how those emails are classified, you can press this little cogwheel over here, or you can double click this AI router node. You'll notice here's the prompt: classify the following email into exactly one of these 6 categories based on its content. Here are the different categories. Here are the different downstream nodes that are available. You can change the names of those downstream nodes in order to basically better fit whatever your purpose is or whatever business that you have revolving around this email is. But we tried to make it just like a general template, right? So it's not going to fit every single use case, but you can easily modify it to whatever suits you, right? So here's some basic categories. You got financial, invoices, marketing, promotion, priority, needs action required, high value leads, things like that. Go back to the canvas down here. You'll notice here are all the different labels. There's a node for each label, so whenever this AI router will actually decide which label it gets given. If you want to edit any of these individual labels without using the chat, you can access the node page the same way and change the node name. This message ID is just gotten basically from the trigger. It'll carry a message ID, it'll carry an email body, it'll carry a subject. The subject is actually what we use to label the emails. You can use the body as well. It's a little bit less efficient because the body is obviously a lot longer than the subject. We find that at least for our use cases, the subject is plenty fine. Gives you enough information. Here are the different label colors that Google supports. You can choose any of them. And then here's the label that gets added specifically, right? So here's promotions, at least for this one. So, another thing that you might want to do with this router workflow is you might want to actually do downstream or a follow-up task whenever you get a specific kind of email, right? A perfect example is if you get a personal email, you may want to draft a reply, right? So you can go ahead and click this little handle here on the right side of the node, drop it to the canvas. You may want to put LLM prompt so that we can have AI draft the response, and then do the same thing, find the Gmail email draft, and then it'll go ahead and find. Basically, all you have to do now is go into these individual nodes and wire it up where you basically are going to draft an email response to the personal email that you've gotten with the context that you have, right? So it's a little bit simpler to do in the chat. Notice for personal emails, and we please use AI to draft reply. I'm just going to go ahead and actually edit these 2 nodes so that it's all wired up and all of the fields have been filled out. And basically, as soon as you turn it on, anytime you get an email labeled as personal, you'll be able to go into your Gmail drafts and you'll have already drafted a reply using AI. You can obviously go into this LLM prompt once we get the initial setup here through the chat, and then you can line tune it. Maybe you want different writing style, or you want it to know a little bit more information about your business, whatever it is. So notice this little yellow highlight here. That's because these nodes are the ones that are updated. You can press this little eyeball here and it'll show you basically what changed. You can click the little arrow, it will take you to the actual node itself. Notice draft the reply, concise and personal email reply in visually appealing HTML format for the following email. HTML, if you're not familiar with it, is just like the programming language that emails are actually written in. You can do just basic text, but HTML is a little bit prettier. You can add some colors and borders and things like that in HTML. So it's a little bit nicer. Go ahead and keep this. And so that was really everything I wanted to show you today in terms of the email labeler. Hopefully this workflow will help you guys get a little bit more of a handle on your email and make sure that you don't miss important things, or let's say you're getting hundreds of emails a day to something, it might help you basically make sense of all those emails a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. And that was it. So again, this is Webb, founder and CEO of Flowdrop. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next guide.